Welcome to the channel. My name is Saul, the creator of the Summoner's Nexus TCG, a digital indie trading card game that's coming your way hopefully real soon. And in the lead up to its release, I wanted to share some details about the game to help people get in the know and get prepared for when it is finally out. Now, this game has been in the works for 3+ years. It's been a long time coming, so if you're excited for it, you want to learn more about it and see when we are getting closer to release, subscribe to the channel to get updates on development. Join our Discord down below to talk about the game, link up with some of the members of our community, learn more about it, so on and so forth, and leave a like. That way, more people can find out about the game and you have more people to play against. Thank you very much. Let's get started. So, our subject for today is a minor group of cards, a minor subset called the Wyvern subset. Relatively straightforward, they're dragons. Now, this is a subset that was designed by a member of the community, Seluxus. Once again, he designed about, I want to say, 3 decks in the game, and I say design. Normally I would say co-designed, because whenever someone makes something, I tend to go over it, make changes, edit it, get it more in line with what I want it to be in the game, and usually those changes are quite substantial. But with this deck, when he submitted the first draft to me, it was almost perfect, right? Now, I did still make some changes, but if you check the credits, I just put designed by Seluxus because it was that good the first time around. Like, I didn't need to make significant changes. A few things ended up being tweaked, like certain stats, and one ability actually ended up being reworked later on. But we took the first draft at face value and we shipped it into the test build, right? So later on, things did end up getting worked around again by myself, but it was just so cohesive and so well made the first time around. I just decided to give him the full design credit because, like, it was that good. Like, I wanted him to create something that I wouldn't be able to make, right? That was the objective with the subset. He really likes dragons, and so he decided that he was going to make a dragon themed subset. We had an asset that was ready to go that was going to be dragon themed. I came up with the name the Wyvern subset, and I just handed it off to him, and I was like, look, there are 5 cards in the subset, decide what they do, go ahead. And I didn't really have any notes. I wanted to be surprised, and boy did he surprise me, because he came up with an excellent control-based strategy that was just really, really good, really well thought out, to the point where this almost feels like a major subset. It's just not. It's just a very well put together minor subset. In truth, and because of that fact, I rarely play this deck, despite loving the card art, despite I love the designs. This card is one of my favorite rank 3s. This isn't the background for this card. I took a different background that we had for a different card, and I put it on this because I was like, look, it's the Wyvern of the 4 elements. I could see a way that all of this would work together, and so I actually redesigned the card. And yeah, it just came together very, very nicely. I like the themes. I use the art for these cards for a bunch of different things because, like, it's just that nice to look at. But in truth, in terms of, like, the thought process of what went into certain cards, I couldn't tell you, because unlike the other subsets where, like, I touched them and did things with them, with this one I was very hands off. I only made changes to these 2 cards towards the end, Ventus and Aquas, because what we found was that their whole vibe is, because it's a control based deck, they had abilities that stopped the opponent from advancing or moving forward in one way or the other. And what we realized was that just the way that they were achieving that goal made the game feel a little bit clunkier because of, like, some of the steps that you went through. So I just streamlined it and made it like, that's it. I wish I could give you more insight into the effects for this deck, but, like, he did such a good job that I can't, right? He did a great job with this one. I guess I can talk about their position in the meta, because that's something I can give you insights for. They are a minor subset with a synergy rating of 5 each, and that is the highest that any deck that is a minor subset can potentially have. And that has led to some drawbacks in the meta, because it's like, okay, if I am a deck with, most major subsets have a synergy rating of between 6 and 8. So most major subsets just cannot play this deck outside of the Asylum subset and the Ancient Beast subset. Now, the Ancient Beast subset does run with this deck occasionally, right? They have a decent, in fact, the only viable version of this build that I've seen involves the Ancient Beast subset, but there's the problem. Because it's so big, because it's such a good strategy and so well put together, it doesn't, the point of a minor subset is to support a major strategy, but this is its own strategy, right? Like, it's its own thing. It wants to do its own thing, and so it doesn't mix well with others. It doesn't play well with others, and so it's one of the decks that I'm considering evolving into a major subset maybe later on in the game's lifespan. In fact, I think we've already made plans to evolve it into a major subset. I think I had Sluxus start helping me design some new cards for it, and I started designing some myself, and some runes as well. Yeah, no, we've got plans. We've got plans for this deck. Because like the thing about minor subsets is minor subsets don't have runes attached to them, but because of how big this subset is, it's basically just a major subset without runes, which isn't that good. So what you tend to find people doing in testing is like, okay, mixing this minor subset with other minor subsets as if it were a major subset, but being forced to use generic runes that don't really benefit your strategy in a specific way. So this will be upgraded to a major subset later on in the game's lifespan. I wish I had more to say about this one. It doesn't have, it hasn't, because of the issues that I've just explained with its prominence in the meta and its ability to mix with things, it hasn't done anything really like noteworthy or been a part of anything massive or major in a way that I'm aware of. So like we just have to wait and see. I don't think that this will ever be broken. I just think it will be like relevant and fun to play with. I can't imagine it being part of like a fully broken strategy because it's so inherently balanced, but like I thought the same thing about the Ancient Beast and the Arya subset, and they ended up together becoming a tier 0 strategy. So like, even though I've made the game, I clearly don't know everything about it. So that is the Wyvern subset. Subscribe if you found that informative, even though it was significantly less informative than any of the other videos in the series that I've done. But hopefully you can understand the reasons for that, because, you know, different cooks in the kitchen, so on and so forth. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, or you're just excited for the game and you want to keep up to date on development. Join our Discord link down below, as I've said. Leave a like. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day and take care. Bye.